This is Brunch, Blaze, and Ballot,
where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hi, Roger, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I think you have some exciting news coming up. There's a happy update happening with you.
I'm celebrating my 5th wedding anniversary.
Yay!
And I already told you how I had a bone to pick with you.
He did, y'all.
My friend was like, oh, I can hook you up with like something over there at Tatiana. We'll get you in there. I'll get back to you. Now, my husband called. And said, hey, I need to get a date. Next day, same day.
Same day.
He got a date.
He sure did.
For us to go to Tatiana.
I know.
And now and all of a sudden I get a calendar notification. Dinner at Tatiana, anniversary dinner at Tatiana. And I was like, oh my God, how'd you do that? I went up because I was working downstairs.
Okay.
And he was in the house working. And I came back up and I was like, how'd you get that done? And he was just like, Alexis. I said, oh, excuse me.
I know, I deserve it. I deserve that tongue
lashing. My friend.
You did have to let me, you know what, I deserve that.
As many times I done said,
I know.
Hey, we want to go to Tatiana. Oh, let me just see.
Honey, But your husband,
not only was there a date on the books, he said, this is the instruction. This is what we got to do. This is what our reservation is. I was like, okay.
So, I'm sorry, my love. I'm sorry.
It's okay. How was your brunch?
But quickly, shout out to my friend, because I know he's probably going to listen to this episode, but shout out to my friend Chris and Aaron for
Thank you, Chris
making
and Aaron.
that happen.
You know what? I owe Chris and Aaron a gift. How was your brunch?
Brunch was great. So I have really been on like a seafood kick.
Oh, I do too.
So,
seafood, I eat it.
Girl, I cannot.
You opened the door.
I sure did. I walked straight into that one, girl. You know what I meant, girl. A little crab, a little shrimp.
Uh-huh.
So I had this really hearty seafood gumbo. It was this place in Astoria, Queens. It's gonna drive me crazy, but I'm gonna get to it. But anyway, they had a brunch menu, and it's the owner is from New Orleans, moved up here years ago, and just kind of started doing his own take on like Creole fusion. Anyway, they opened up a brunch. They started a brunch thing. So I went to go have brunch with them and had these beautiful biscuits. It was great. So I just had the seafood gumbo. And as soon as I remember the name, I'm going to let you know what it is. But it was excellent.
When you tell me what his name is. Well, my brunch was great. Thanks for asking.
Oh my God, I'm a hot ass mess.
No, okay, you looking for the name.
Okay, sorry. So yes. How was your brunch, my love? I know it's a mess, but I usually ask because I know somebody was listening was like, damn, he didn't even ask about how his brunch is. Damn, Alexis. I'm so sorry, girl. How was your brunch?
My brunch was on the go, pretty much.
What do you mean on the go?
I was in Jersey today to help take care of my mom today, and then I was in Jersey longer than I needed to be, and I literally just got back from Jersey, went straight home, showered, changed, and then came straight to the studio.
So you have been hot-footing it.
I had like a quick piece of
toast. Girl, what did you have?
I had a piece of broiled chicken that was like on the stove because my husband had just finished fixing some chicken as a part of our meal prep. And I was like, let me have a couple pieces of this chicken.
The place I was thinking of is called Arepa Lady.
Arepa Lady.
Yes. And Astoria, I said it wrong. She's not from New Orleans, she's from Colombia.
I was going to say
was wrong.
arepas are not from
Yeah. But it's all like this not weird, but this really beautiful fusion of Brazilian and Creole and French. There she is. French like fusion, and it was just great. It was great. So I'm sorry that you're on the go, but if you're not on the go, go to Arepa Lady in Astoria.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you?
Well, clearly I forgot to ask you a damn question, so I might be higher than I think. So I'm going to go ahead and say 7. But girl, I don't know, 7 and a possible?
I think I'm a 7.
I feel like I'm playing little spades here, 7 and a possible.
7 and a possible. You need spades. You need spades. I don't allow that at my house.
What the hell, Michelle? You told me you allow spades. You allow dominoes, don't you?
Yeah.
Not spades?
That's not the same thing.
I know it's not, girl, but dominoes can also end friendships.
I did not have a fellow college student get kicked out of school for hitting somebody with an aluminum bat over a spades game.
Man, what?
Not over a dominoes game, but a spades game. Yes, absolutely.
Somebody lost their whole.
Oh yeah, I am traumatized over some spades games. I don't play those.
They got expelled from college behind some spades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, damn. You know, I guess I ain't too shocked because that can happen.
Yeah. Like across the table.
So you said I'm not gonna let this in my house because we would not be hitting each other with bats.
It's not that serious. I don't need to play that bad. And then every time, you know how you somebody that don't know how to play. Every time you try to play,
it's like I love my partner, but I refuse to play with them.
Right, exactly. And I was like, you don't.
I don't know shit.
I was like, so how do you learn if you? Well, you got to learn by taking. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be abused while we do this.
I'm not gonna be traumatized.
So you just. If the only way you gotta learn is to be abused, I don't need to do that. I don't need to. So but y'all can play spades. We'll set up a table for you.
Okay. So you will allow people to play in your dwelling?
I don't know. We haven't tried it yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking at your face. You ain't about to do that.
I'll try it out.
You ain't about to do that.
I only have good energy at my house, so
that is very true.
It might be fine, but I don't know how people turn when they.
I also don't want to see you put people out because I've never seen you put anybody else. So let's not do that.
And I will.
You will.
No, I will.
I would not trust that.
I will. Listen, I'll send you out with a to-go bag.
Oh, so you're going to be the hospitable. I'm going to throw you out, but I'm going to be nice about it. Here, take a to-go bag and get the hell out of my house.
Before you know it, all you see is a tap, tap, tap. And I have your coat and a
to-go bag? Oh, my God.
Hey, so I think it's time for you to go.
Here's my God.
Coat. And I got you everything that we're serving today. Here you go. Here's your things.
Okay, so I actually might want to see this because I'm like, I want to see how the person we asked to.
And I'd be like, hey, can I come talk to you for a minute? And they get up and I take them to the corner and they'd be at the door and I'd be like, hey, I'm going to need you to take this. I'm going to need you to.
That was like the usher tap they do in church. Like, hey, can you come over here? Can you I need you to put up your purse because we make more room.
Come on. So you want to tell the people what we're talking about today?
Let me tell the people what we're talking about. So first of all, girl, happy Pride.
Thanks. Happy Pride.
I am so happy Pride, Bunchers. We are so happy that it is Pride. Now, it is customary, just like it is with almost every other themed month that we get on these streaming services and these places and then like everything blows up, right? So you go, excuse me, it's Black History Month, right? Netflix and all of them, Hulu, all their whole hood go black. Got a whole black section, women history, women's section. Okay, you know, AAPI, we're going to do Asian American. We're going to give it to you, right?
You said AAPI, and I was like, AARP, what are you talking about?
Girl.
I'm so sorry.
Not AARP. But they got a section for them, too. So we know that it's Pride Month, and without fail, it is, the rainbows are just everywhere, right? The gays are everywhere. And so it is only fitting that we help our people, we love on our people by telling them that, look, now Roger and I done combed through all these menus and all these places looking for queer content. And of course, we got to present to you the good content because most of it, you know, is Corbin Fisher and like them Twinkie boys. Everybody
if y'all don't know, but listen, if you know, you know. If it's
a frat boy central, right?
yes.
So and it's everywhere. It just blows up, and you gotta like comb past all of the Twinkies to get to the melanated magic. So we've done that digging, right? So if you're looking for your good queer content, we got you. And I think it's also interesting, like, to see how every year, does it grow? Does it change? Is there more variety? So we are calling this one with Queer Shit.
2026?
2026.
All right. So listen, I'm excited because I did a lot of like digging into a bunch of different like queer content apps. And so, you know how we grew up with like Logo.
Girl, did we grow up? We was all. When we
grown
with Logo, go ahead. But we was growing up but we had not a lot of queer gays. As the baby gays. There we go.
Back when we were baby gays.
Back when we were baby gays.
And Logo was first introduced. It was the first like queer like.
They had like 3 shows, and we loved it.
And they had 3 shows. Logo literally on Paramount consists only of RuPaul's Drag Race.
It was Drag Race, wasn't it? Queer Eye.
Was
it flipping? Logo? Was it flipping?
Bravo. It was on Bravo.
It was Bravo. Yes, that's when Bravo had no content.
It was all makeover stuff.
It was all makeover stuff. That's right. Because they also had the Rachel Zoe project, and they followed her, and she was a fashion. She's a fashion not designer, stylist. So yeah. Sorry, so confused. But yeah, logo consisted of Queer Eye, and then maybe it was our show
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
I feel like that's all we really
yeah,
was.
there wasn't a lot on logo. I feel like they had some stuff from MTV because they all were a part of Viacom.
Viacom, yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't a lot of content.
That's true.
And it was a bunch of like a couple of independent like queer films that they have bought and put them on there. And that's what a lot of them consist of right now. But now since the time of Will and Grace and all these different projects, like every major network has queer content.
It's interesting because do you think that, I wonder, and I know we're probably getting to the conversation, I wonder if it took a show like Will and Grace, because we know it's not the first show to feature queer artists, but I wonder if that was the impetus for some of these apps or some of these networks to be like, hey, I think queer-centered characters could be good for money, could be good for viewership, because even though, like we just mentioned Noah's Ark, we loved Noah's Ark, it had a following amongst our people, but it wasn't widely accepted like Drag Race was, right, and still is. And so I just thought that was really interesting that you brought that up, because really queer characters, well, I know we probably want to get back into the pull back the curtain, but I'll save that comment for then. Because I know that queer characters have been on television
since
film,
like 1971.
Since right?
Right.
But now it's interesting because we know that we know when we're baby gays. Now we're not baby gays anymore. And it's interesting that the major streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, all of them have sections. And they always have these sections, but now they're elevated and highlighted given that the month that is.
So like I went through all the different like sections, the celebrating Pride sections of all the. So I was on Paramount Plus, and then even Disney has its own section.
Oh, stop it!
Disney absolutely has like a couple of queer short films.
I didn't even think to look at Disney. That's messed up. Like that is very telling.
Disney definitely has a whole Pride section.
Shut up!
Yeah, especially because ABC and then Freeform.
That's right, because they're on there and they partnered with Hulu.
Yeah.
So that's how, how I access that.
So they have a lot of that stuff that's on there. And like, which if you guys haven't heard yet, the Hulu app is about to get phased out at the middle of next year.
But the content of, I only went to Disney, but I go to the Hulu section.
The app itself will be phased out, but the Hulu section will live on the Disney app, Disney Plus app.
So technically, Disney has a whole bunch of queer content.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but they did because Disney owned ABC and Freeform. And Freeform had a bunch of queer content back.
That is true. That is
true.
Or at least queer-centered characters.
Yeah. Well, The Bold Type was a very lesbian show.
Very much. You know what? I stand corrected. You're absolutely right.
The Bold Type was hella lesbian.
And that's a big statement, because lesbian-centered shows, like they still are. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
They're still
I found all this, and I was going back and I was looking at that, like we've had queer characters as early as 1971 on All in the Family. There's a queer character. There was Jodi Dallas on Soap in 1977. And then moving all the way into the 90s, where the first out character or first character to most characters throughout the 70s and 80s were queer coded, but weren't openly gay.
They didn't say it.
They didn't say
plainly.
They didn't say it plainly. You didn't see them with a partner or with a love interest. You saw them flirt with same sex. You saw them coded with different queer coding, but they never were out.
And can I say that they also were approached with a bit of like taboo. Like I remember when you saw this even like on Golden Girls, or if they explored a gay character in some of these other popular sitcoms, it was always, I remember I can hear the studio audience go like, ooh.
Or they would be like, it would be a queer joke. It
would
be the setup. And
it would definitely be punching down.
Yeah, it would definitely be the setup. It would be like the queer, like the funny comic relief on the end
Or
of
it was completely shocking, and the main character, they spent the rest of the episode trying to wrap their head around this person that just came out.
And then you have like Designing Women, when they were like their only queer character that they had on the show was dealing with the AIDS crisis. There was their
yes, a lot of them did that
too. A lot
too.
of them brought on a queer character, gave them AIDS so they could talk about
Which
AIDS.
I never, okay, I know we're about to go there, but which I never, when I think about Meshack Taylor's character, I remember watching Designing Women.
And I was like, this is clearly a queer man.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to tell me the mannerisms, the energy. And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with a cisgendered heterosexual man who has effeminate qualities.
That's not the problem.
But at the time,
we all knew that Meshack was family or was definitely queer. And,
come on. I knew he was coming out with a boyfriend. I just knew he was going to show up with a boyfriend.
He was going to show up, but then they had our good girlfriend, Shirley Ralph, come on out here.
Shirley Ralph with a check.
Okay.
Trying to convince, making a call. She's a beard. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to go down that road, but you love Shirley Ralph.
All right. Anyway, so 70s, 80s, and then we got into the 90s where you have Ellen DeGeneres actually come out.
Wait a minute. Are we in the curtain? Have we pulled it back?
Yeah, we're pulling it back. Oh, well, if we didn't pull it back before, we're pulling it back.
We're pulling it back now.
I think it's time for us to pull back the curtain. Okay.
So we forgot to tell you, we are clearly not at a 7.
It's been, we're probably a 8. The curtain's been pulled a long time ago.
Okay.
We just gave that little sound effect for you right now. So anyway, so
when Ellen
hits, and now it becomes a precedent that you can now have queer characters on television. Her show still did great numbers in the ratings. Did. However, they did cancel the show after that season that she had come out. But then you had other success with shows like Will and Grace. Yeah. That, centered around a queer, two major queer characters. Yeah. And
two others that what I would say were coded fluid. Even though they both ended up with men, they often played around with, female to female sexuality.
Yeah, it definitely
connection.
It definitely also broadened what it meant to be straight.
Yes, very much.
So, so they had all of those shows that were on there, and it wasn't until we start getting stuff like Queer Eye, where we see actual queer people being them full selves on television, and then you have Logo, and then you have the onset of scripted shows like Noah's Ark. And then there's this explosion of even
Queer as Folk.
Yeah, Queer as Folk. HBO Max's HBO back then, not HBO Max, but HBO, Showtime. All of the cable networks had their own queer shows. You had the L Word, you had Queer as Folks.
You had Looking.
And
even parts of Sex and the City. You're absolutely right.
Everything is bringing in queer culture, and it isn't until Pose that we start getting the fullness of trans culture on television and seeing more and more.
I would also argue it wasn't until Pose that we got a very lived sense of Black queer culture.
Right.
Definitely trans. I mean, because if you, we know because we grew up with this. We grew up with trans and drag and female impersonation and transitioning and all of the things that I think Pose introduced it. It just felt very authentic. But up until then, I think set apart, because Noah's Ark was very much gay men, in my opinion. It touched on a bit of trans. It touched a bit on drag culture in that part. But for the most part, it stuck to the cisgender male experience. And I thought it redefined what HIV could look like. It wasn't all AIDS, not AIDS in America, the Angels in America.
Angels in America.
That big, that docuseries it was great, but it was tough. It was a tough watch.
It was dark.
Right? It was dark. At the time, the first big Broadway musical we had was Rent. That was, but that was all. It was still pretty
dark,
heavy
yeah.
and dark, and so now we have a different sense with Pose. So I just want to make that book in because we're talking about when we were baby gays watching Noah's Ark, and then it took us all the way to Pose to get a more fleshed out, realized version of queer culture. So again, I know that's not the center of this conversation, but like I think we're talking like almost 20 years.
Yeah, more than that, yeah.
Between Pose and between Noah's Ark in terms of just black, queer, centered
Noah's Ark is
culture.
Early 2000s, so yeah, you have
at least 15, 18 years.
It's probably 20 years.
It probably is. I just don't want to say it because that makes me sad. But anyway, keep going.
Why make you sad, girl?
Because I'm like, because along the way, we were getting all of these. We were getting movies featuring white.
Let me just say, like, the landscape got so much broader in that 20 years. In that 20 years, we didn't have apps like Out TV, Here TV,
correct,
Open Television.
That's right.
Now there's not. Logo fizzled out and couldn't stay afloat because Viacom had other priorities. I believe. I don't know if that's the reason, but that's my theory. But now you have all of these other platforms. You have Open TV that's true. It's not, Open TV doesn't consider itself a queer network, but it's intersectional storytelling. Yeah. So
is that the one where I'm seeing a lot of like OnlyFans, like people who become popular from doing sex work, like through OnlyFans or porn stars, and I'm seeing them now get into...
That is Out TV.
That's Out TV. I'm seeing a lot of that. Actual programming now.
This is one of the things that I liked about like Out and Here TV is that, all right, so let's dive in.
We want to dive in. Okay.
Let's dive in. So what I did was I looked at all of the networks and the platforms that are out there, and I started looking at 3 different categories. Okay?
Okay.
So you have queers watching queers. So like us.
Okay.
We want us to go and see us on television. Those are the people that this is the content for them. And then you have family queer watching. So
okay,
it's
more it's like queer meets Hallmark.
Yes, I'm thinking more like Heartstopper.
Yes,
that's very like family watching queer.
Okay, got
viewing. And then the last category I had is straight people watching queer culture. The largest audience of heated rivalry is straight women.
But I mean, yes, for the longest time it was straight women that was keeping some of these gay bars afloat. Honey,
straight women really loved but that show is actually designed for the viewing of straight women.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because I have heard more and more straight men just talk about having watched it.
And straight men being also watching the show, and like I understood it did a good job of like if we'll go on to other stuff, but just to get into like heated rivalry, one of the things I liked about that show is that it did a good job of grabbing different audiences and drawing them all into the same show. So the first couple of episodes, there lots of sex, so much sex. So anybody that wanted to see naked boys, they were gonna you had them locked into that first like show, but they were trickling in storyline, here and there.
The editing team was insane.
By the third episode, everybody's locked in. Now, girlfriends are like, I need you to come watch this with me. Because now we're getting into the sports, we're getting into politics, and we're getting into the love story part. And then once you get to the rest of the season, everybody's watching the show now. Because they developed the sensory. And the sex part
really just became... It played second fiddle. By the time we got towards the end of it, I was way more invested in like what is going to happen.
If they hadn't made the shift by the third episode, I probably would have fell off.
It's just been like, this is a sex show.
I would have fell off because I would have been like, all right, well, what did we, like the 1990s? Like everybody has access to porn on the internet. We don't need to watch soft porn on cable anymore.
Right. No, we don't.
Why is there so much sex in this show?
And like no plot and no story and no development.
Where are we going with all this sex? Because I was like, oh, they're going to have sex again. All right, we're going to do this sex thing again.
That's it.
We going again. By then, third episode, I was like, oh, we got it. So anyway, I usually check out when there's too much whiteness. Like usually, if I could,
you check out in a New York minute. You be like, what?
If you ain't showing me, listen, Netflix done caught on. You know how Netflix don't show the same cover picture to the same people?
Yes, they know what they're doing. Yes.
They will show me the only black person in a white ass show on the cover of the show.
In the still.
And
I'd be like, 5 minutes.
I was like, oh, let me try this. And I started watching it. I'd be like, what is the black people? And then the one black person, I said, well, I'm in because the show is actually interesting, but I would have never turned this on if y'all had shown me the actual stars of the show.
Let me tell you why I stayed with Frankie and Johnny. Now, I love me some Jane Fonda, and I love me some Lily Tomlin, but the only reason why I stayed with that show was Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson showed up. I said, wait a minute, now I'm really invested in this shit.
What's the name? The black son. What's his name? The comedian?
Oh, yeah, he was in there. I was like, okay, this is cute, but he was starting to wane off.
He was starting to wear me out.
And then they brought in Ernie.
Yeah.
I said, okay, here we go.
All right.
So I'm with you.
So I usually wane off as a blackness without any blackness. But they did bring one black character in. I wish I had more of... I would have been more engaged or related to the characters if they were more, if they live in the reality where they don't live in a white space only.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a hard time connecting with people that are comfortable living in an only white space.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to be able to sympathize with you. I knocked something down.
No, you good.
I'm not going to be able to sympathize with you. I'm not going to be able to connect with you. I was like, because... what kind of person are you that you're just comfortable living in this all-white space and don't care about it?
And I think that's what's really important for people to understand, particularly those of us who black and brown queer people. It's like, okay, I'm looking at this love story between two, well, he's not white, but white passing. So I'll say...
white adjacent is what I say.
White adjacent and a white man. And I get that the intimacy is wrapped around here. But to your point, anytime they stepped outside, I'm looking like you're in Canada. I know where you are. And I know there's a huge African and West Indian community up in the Canadas. So when you are out in public, to your point, I don't see this. This is giving me trauma for Sex in the City. Because I don't understand for the life of me, like whoever edited or filmed that show, I still don't get it. How the hell you got taking shots all over New York City. But given that show, you wouldn't think not one black person.
Y'all ain't see.
You think like 5 black people live in New York City.
So they try to clean it up. Well, we'll get into it.
Okay. But you get my point.
So anyway, I went through all the different like categories of like things that we could watch or talk about. So who do you want to start with first?
Okay, so before we go to the like the out TV and the here TV, because I haven't dived into these.
That's going to be the queers watching queers.
Okay, so I wanted to go with, we get on for our brunchers and for us who only really have access to like the Netflix, the Hulus of it, the Disney. My question to you is, here's what I noticed. Mm-hmm. I noticed that if I wanted some of the more popular, really well done like movies, if I want to see Moonlight, mm-hmm. right? Like I'm going to the Netflix, I'm going to the Hulu. If I want to see Heartstoppers, a really beautiful original, I'm going there. And I'm like, that's great. Because I think maybe some of the other, and I don't know, maybe Out TV and Here TV does, but I feel like some of those other gay-centered or gay-themed content apps wouldn't have like some of the more award-winning performances that I'm looking for. And if I want to go, so I'll go to the Netflix, the Hulus, and all of those. And so my question becomes, well, what I noticed was I got that, but I also got the same stuff that I keep seeing. Like outside of outside of the original, I'm like, I've seen these movies. It's almost like they just put the same stuff back up there. Like we know, for example, Heartstoppers is ending right after its next season.
Yeah, they're doing I don't think they're doing a season.
Oh, that's right, they're doing a movie. So I imagine that in 5 years, right, Pride 2036, they're going to be throwing that same shit up there. And that's not a bad thing, but I feel like I was looking, what was on the HUDs for me was all nostalgia for the most part. And I don't know, are you seeing that?
The network stuff. So if you have like Paramount Plus was basically all of the reality shows. All the reality shows that have like a queer person in them.
Because that's honestly all the
and then
content.
RuPaul's Drag Race. That's pretty much
That's all.
That's all.
Paramount Plus
That's all
is.
they got
No.
as Paramount Plus.
Because their original content is really all white censored.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 1886, the Yellowstone shit.
It was CBS.
Like, yes.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is CBS.
The only black person they had was Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Equalizing.
And she was like, I'm done.
I'm done. You got me jumping off of shit.
I low-key was done too, because I was like, girl, if you don't stop pretending like you like this man.
There was one time.
It was making me so uncomfortable. Every time they try to kiss,
Queen.
they be kissing like.
I'm like, Queen, stop.
She be kissing them like.
You know you.
And he turned her lips away like. And I'm like,
they didn't even get me. There was one time they had her chasing somebody. All like through a building, and then they get to the roof of the building, and I said, "Girl, I know your ass ain't get to the top of all them flights of stairs that quick." And she's still huffing.
You better leave her alone.
And then they had this one moment where she jumped off like the second story and landed on her feet.
Queen trained.
But somebody should have edited that because she. No, why you showing her? She winded. Get her off the here. Sorry.
She was faking that winded. So Netflix has a huge variety of stuff. So it's stuff that you've probably already seen. There's children's movies with queer characters.
Now, I did like that about Netflix.
You have just about everything that Ryan Murphy. They got everything that Ryan Murphy does. Ryan Murphy lost his mind over here at Netflix. He got a bunch of things over here.
Tyler ain't the only one that could do what he did. Okay. Ryan, I'm here for it. I did like what I liked about the offerings on Netflix for our brunchers who aren't sure is that you can tell in the production of it they spent a bit more money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's a bit more in the casting choices, and like it tries its best to be well executed. You just passed it. Sex Education, for example, I think is such a fantastic show.
It has so many breakout stars and performances.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Out of that show, like it was so good.
And I think Netflix has done a great job of really having great character development around their queer content.
And they have also brought in a bunch of different other properties from different places. They have great movies that are on here.
True stories, documentaries.
Great reality shows. The Boyfriend is Netflix.
Oh, you know I love me, The Boyfriend.
Did you watch the latest, the
second season?
I
did. I almost wanted to do an episode on this show. I want a season 3 so bad.
We could do one, it's Pride. So there's a lot of so I would go to Netflix for family queer watching and straight people watching queers. There's a lot of content.
You don't think there's enough? I mean, you think there's some queer watching queer stuff?
Yes, but there's some things there. But if you're queer and you want to see queer stuff, don't waste your time sifting through Netflix.
Can I say queer in all of its authentic glory?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not with you. Okay. But if for well-roundedness, and if we have brunchers who are parents of younger kids and they want to usher them to good content, go to Netflix.
You want to watch a full story that has full queer characters in it.
That's true.
Then you can.
That's true.
This is just, or you're watching some other character. You're watching a story that isn't about queerness.
But
the major character in it is queer. That's a lot of straight people watching queer.
Yeah.
These are the type of representations. But if you want to go and watch something where the show or the environment is entirely queer,
and I think what we're talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, is the level of sexuality in all of its various forms, right?
Various forms. And I'm
because I think Netflix does cover sexuality, but it doesn't do it in the raw, uninhibited, you gonna see some action.
What I'm saying is a show let's say Dead Boy Detectives. Dead Boy Detectives
that was cute,
is a cute show that is about, ghosts being detectives and trying to, solve this mystery. And the lead character, one of the lead character in the show is queer. Mm-hmm. So that is a very, family queer watching, because there isn't a lot of sex and there's some interesting things that, straight people will want to watch, that they're just watching a queer person move through the world, period.
That makes sense.
Now, if you want to be in an environment where, goddamn it, just about everybody on this show is either queer or trans,
on some part of that spectrum.
Single Out.
Okay.
What I said is all his brothers gay?
Yeah. Everybody.
Is everybody, he got a cousin that's gay too?
He's gay.
And so all his cousins' friends is gay, and the boy next door next to the cousin is also gay.
Mhm.
So listen, everybody's gay
The world
in
is
this
gay.
show. And I was like, but...
And that was done with intention, y'all.
And I was like...
you could clearly see that was done with intention.
Oh, but yes, like, of course. Like, this is some people's world. Yes,
Yeah.
like, a lot more... If we lived in a world where we allow people to be them full selves, yeah, we'll probably have a lot more queer people in our lives around us.
Okay.
Because because you know how, like, I always say that people that think sexuality is a choice are bisexual people that chose to be straight.
You say bisexual, you being nice. I'm saying that's a queen, honey, and she's choosing to be straight.
People that
pearls are
believe,
falling out her mouth.
people that truly believe that like sexuality, that being gay is a choice. I think a large majority of those people are bisexual people that decided to be straight. Because there are bisexual people that can be very happy with a woman or be happy with a man, but their sexuality is a lot broader than just...
So that's what I would say. Like I think those who are, I would go a step further and say those who are clearly who are bothered by those who are gay has subscribed to a thinking that society won't allow them to be anything other than straight, right? So they might even just have some tendencies. They might be straight their entire lives, but you know what? There's certain men, when I see them, I'm like, listen, that could be a thing. But because I live in a world where I can't allow that to happen, because a lot of the content that we watch, it's just like, some people are like, yeah, I just actually had an experience over here because I wanted it. And that's totally fine.
Right. And that's it. And that's just it, is that they, like, a lot of these shows, like a show like Singled Out, is that everyone on the show had the opportunity to explore their sexuality larger than what it was.
And it created a world where it, even though it didn't say that, it felt like the predominant thought was your sexuality can be whatever it wants, which is why I said Singled Out was created that way with intentionality. Because just imagine a world where, let's say the vast majority of the people around you were queer or gay. That would be very different, right? Than saying we just have a lot of queer gay friends, right? But to live in a world where that is just kind of the standard, that does feel very different.
Yes.
And that's something really interesting that plays out on TV.
So I will say there is another category. I feel like a lot of the other content that I'm talking about, like Out TV and
so let's go here.
TV, I will say, I'm not going to talk too deeply about Open TV, because we've talked about Open TV and what I like on it and what I like about the storytelling. One of the things that makes OTV a standout during Pride is that there's a lot more representation in the spectrum of gender.
Oh, so, okay, let's go.
So not just like trans people, but also like non-binary people. And like there's a lot more, there's a lot
It's like they drill down into the alphabet and show you all the content.
Yeah, and so because they don't really focus on being queer, they're focused on being intersectional. So intersectional means, you have to be something else. So if these white people want to be on, these white women want to be on here, then you better be. You might be a white woman and queer.
Is somebody, there's some indigenous something in there? No.
And listen,
there's some biracial in there somewhere?
Lesbian white women ain't just going to get here and just get in
and be out here.
Be out here. You're going to have something else. And then, just straight white women. They not going to get in here.
That's true.
Gay white men, they're not going to get in here.
And just be chilling.
Because intersectionality, I like that span.
Yeah.
That like,
because you're almost guaranteed to see some parts of your identity on screen.
Right.
With that in mind.
Exactly.
Yes.
And intersectional stories are just more complex stories, period.
And actually better.
Yeah.
Better stories. So if we're moving from
queers watching queers.
We did that. No, queers watching queers. This is a good one. This is a juicy one.
We're in it. So I got in memberships for both Here TV and Out TV.
Okay. Now I Now, this is off the beaten path even for me. What makes it stand out? Like what's great about it? Categorically, how does it set it up?
Here TV has a lot of independent filmmaker creation.
Okay.
So, because what I get the sense, I've not researched it, but they do have some original content. But I believe a lot of the stuff that's labeled original content feels like an independent creator created it and here bought it.
Because it was.
And then they kept, because if I'm looking at Singled Out, the first season, it feels like an independent creator created the first season.
Oh, and then they picked it up.
And then they finished the rest of the seasons. Because you can see how the production quality got better throughout the seasons.
Typically what happens with shows that keep going. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so here is getting more advertisement.
Okay.
And so I enjoyed Singled Out. That was like the standout over here at Here TV. Singled Out is on Here TV. It was 4 seasons. It's about a young man.
Did you check it all?
Oh yeah, I watched all of Singled Out. The 4th season was actually pretty good. How many seasons did you watch?
I only watched the first one.
Child, it gets even better.
Does it get better?
It does.
Okay, I like
because
this.
the first season I was like, oh, it's a little rough. It's rough.
It was rough, but I was like, all right.
But I was like, once it got to the end of the season, I was like, but you went somewhere with the story. I'm actually interested.
But
in
if it stayed on
next.
Here TV, I just didn't pick up the app. I didn't even think to pick it up because it wasn't.
Second season, the story got a lot more complex. The characters evolved so much more.
Okay.
And they didn't focus on just the main character. They focused on the whole. It became an ensemble story.
I like that. Ensemble stories are my favorite.
And then, because the show is called Singled Out, and it's about a young man's life trying to deal with being single
of course,
and queer, and trying to figure out their single life and figure out relationship. But they didn't let that same person stay in that like stuck, always making bad decisions, because there's only but so long
you can go with that. Before I'm like, girl,
making bad decisions.
I'm done with it.
So
learn your lesson.
So what they did was, because you notice that like the two main characters, they have their mother and they have their estranged father who has another family. So by the 3rd season, they bring in their younger half brother who's bisexual.
Oh, girl, okay, I'll be picking up.
So they follow the younger brother's whole storyline. So while the older brothers, the middle brother, who is the queer brother, is going through a story, and the older brother, who's dealing with bunch of different stuff, they follow all 3 brothers, their stories, they develop, and then
like a triple cheeseburger.
And then the main queer character is finally growing up and like, getting a lot, and like love stories growing up, and so you get the 4th season, you're like, but.
Did they end it at the 4th season?
No. Well, the 4th season just came out this year.
Oh, so she might continue to go.
She might keep going.
Or continue to grow.
4th season, they bring out a younger cousin that live in the sticks.
Oh.
And the younger cousin come in and now is trying to figure out queerness in the big city.
Okay, I like this.
I was like, oh, I like what you all did with this. So, first season did not have enough people of color. They brought in more people of color.
I was just about to ask, so where are we? Because you don't stick with, like you said earlier, you don't stick with shit. So
as they got a bigger budget in order to pay Black people and not just your white friends.
Girl, run me my check.
But so Here TV has a lot of independent storytelling. What I liked about Here is that Here had its own sections on Here TV of Here for Her, where they have a lot of lesbian movies and stories and television series.
Would you say not just lesbian, but maybe just women leading it could be, I'm sure, it's representative of different sexualities. But still, they have a whole section just dedicated. So not just
lesbians, queer women.
Queer women. There we go. So sex. Okay, I like that.
And then
they cover other.
And they have a section called Here, Everyone is Here, where they have more stories of color. So the standouts for me
give me a couple standouts on this. Everyone is Here.
Was this show called Turning Teddy? So
Turning Teddy
is about Teddy Winslow.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds black.
You got that name, but you know why it sounds familiar, right?
Teddy Winslow.
Eddie Winslow from Family Matters.
Shut up. That's where they got it from?
I don't know if that's where they got it from, but that's immediately what I thought.
Oh, because you know, we know him.
Immediately what I thought of when I said, your name's Teddy Winslow.
Oh.
Ooh, they didn't come for you. But anyway, Teddy Winslow is an assistant for a Hollywood movie star. He talks about coming to Hollywood and falling into becoming an assistant by accident.
Okay.
And like his world is that he is in all of his close friends are assistants, and all of them are assistants of other famous people. All the just like stars know each other, assistants know each other.
Okay, I like this take.
And so it's their friend group, and how Teddy is has gone to therapy, and through therapy has decided to explore his attraction to men.
Oh, so this is all very new for him as an adult. I like that premise because that is something very, very real. We're seeing a lot more people, not just kids, but we're seeing a lot more people
and
not play with their sexuality, but explore it.
And turning Teddy, having this man exploring their sexuality, and it be a black man exploring sexuality. Like,
do they allow him? Is the blackness in there?
Oh yeah.
Because you know how sometimes they'll have a black queer character, but they're just queer and they just happen to be black on skin. Like they don't really touch on black culture.
No. Like these assistants, his good friends that they talking to, these are people
these good Judies. Okay.
That he's also realizing that he's exploring his sexuality with men, but he's still interested. He's still understanding that he's interested in women as well.
Okay.
And so there's a black woman that is trying to like get his attention, that he's like trying to like avoid because he wants to explore his attraction for men, but he does really like her.
The pull.
So there's this pull back and
this.
forth, and then his crazy job. So it was pretty interesting.
Okay.
What I liked about it, what tends to bother me about independent like movies and series, the pacing starts to bother me. Like the pacing is a little slower than I would like it to be. I would be like, sometimes I watch things and I'll be like, somebody needed to be in the editing room to cut this down. Like it didn't need to take this long to say these lines.
Are we still on the same thing? Like
I was like, this
it's dragging.
And like this minute and a half conversation could have been 20 seconds.
It probably should have been. So you're saying that the pacing is the issue in this particular show?
No. With independent, what I'm saying is that this show definitely like
immediately
gets rid of that pacing issue for me right now. And like, does it also? What also bothers me is exposition. You know,
I know you hate exposition.
Woo! I hate me some exposition.
Why are you explaining
honey.
it? I can see it. Stop explaining this shit.
Stop it. Listen, just show it to me. But
I'm gonna walk through the door and I'm gonna take my bag with me. Why are you telling me?
But they do have they do a lot of big independent things do that because they don't have time to like shoot a flashback or shoot these other things to show them to you.
So they just throw it in the dialogue.
To use exposition and put it in dialogue to give you the backstory because they also don't have time to do it. What they do with this series is that the main character talks to the fourth wall a lot.
Now, see, that's the exposition I like.
I like that. It's very good. And, like, they'll be in the middle of a conversation.
That's really clever.
He'll be talking to them and then go and break the fourth wall and then say half the side conversation.
I like those kinds of shows. Oh, that's very cute. Okay. So Turning Teddy.
Turning Teddy was good. I enjoyed that.
Give me another one, girl. I might have to go get this subscription today.
Now, for some hood people...
You got some hood on here? You know I like a good hood moment.
You go right over here.
You know I watch Zeus Network, and it drives you crazy that I watch Zeus Network. But I love hood. I know it's so hood. But it's got some hood on here?
Well, not here, TV. There are... Well, yeah, I mean, if you go to Blue Vante, the name alone is Blue Vante is the name of the...
Girl, I know that better be black people, because Blue Vante...
So there is a character, Keontae, and a character named Blue, and it's about their love story.
Okay, I kind of like that now.
Blue Vante.
Yeah. Okay, I got to watch this.
So, yeah, it's a push-pull back and forth development in this. Oh. And they're very, like, one of the characters is a gay club owner in Miami.
Okay, so from the three you just described on Hair TV, these are very layered.
Okay,
so let me ask you then, since you spend so much time with Hair TV, do you think it's worth the subscription?
Yes.
I'm a queer who wants to watch queer content.
So here,
I'm not
TV,
even saying that.
It does have so I will say this. If you are very into the independent film genre and you like original filmmakers, or you don't need all the bells and whistles and high production for you to be entertained, then Here TV may be where you want to go.
Okay.
And if you want to see like voices and writers that you've never heard of before, Here TV will definitely be a place.
So,
where you can
last
find
question, because I
things.
want to get to Out TV. So, on the scale of Netflix production, A24 value to Tubi, where does Here TV production?
So give me a number. So Tubi is 0.
Tubi,
And,
and A24 is like top tier. It's like the 100.
The 100. I will give the production value about, I'll give it a 79.
Okay.
I'll give it a 79.
Room to improve, but it's good enough
It's still good
to
enough.
really
It
keep
ain't
your
Tubi, honey.
Oh, Tubi be wearing me out. Oh, these wigs are so bad.
Oh no.
I can see the boom mic, sir.
And some of these like independent films are quality independent films. I watched this very interesting movie called Pero Pero.
How was it?
It was queer in a way I wasn't expecting.
Oh, okay. I
So
like that.
it's about this couple that's on vacation, and they live in this world where instead of stray dogs, they can be stray people. So they live in the reality where like, there was a stray man in the yard. He was like, what breed was he? He looked like a lumberjack. Blah 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 blah.
Oh,
And they
I was like,
and it'd just be and they didn't bark or anything. They would just have the same emotional value.
we would save that for a
what
different film.
Yeah, it'd be the same emotional value value of a dog. Where
This is intriguing.
a man sees a stray like a regular like everyday one of us men, and they're on vacation on this island with his girlfriend. There's two couples, and one of the guys in the couple sees the stray man and just falls in love with this stray man that's out here.
Oh, wow.
And like, plays with him and pets him and hugs him every time he sees him. And then
Bunches, I wish y'all could see my face, because I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, is my
basically
friend that high?
petting him. He's just like,
He's really petting him.
rubbing his head,
Okay, now I gotta
but
check
like
this out.
massaging his head, and then would hug him, and then instead of him licking his face, they would kiss.
Huh.
And it would like that, just them kissing or making out would be the representation. So they never have sex. It was just be like he was
It's
having
more
this,
intimate.
it would be affection, like someone
Or
falling,
affectionate.
the affection that someone fell in love with a dog.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I want to check this out. Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yes,
So
I got you.
it's giving humanity to like stray animals.
Okay, I'm with interest. Okay, all right.
Because there's not just stray men, there's stray women sometimes. And they talk about like, my mom had a stray woman in the house. Blah, 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 had a woman.
Gotcha.
But they didn't say stray. They would just say a woman or a man.
Okay, all right. Pero. Excuse me.
Pero.
All right, so now, girl, so Out TV, what is the difference here?
Okay, so Out TV, honey, this is going to be your bag. This is your tea.
This is
going to be your tea.
Is it?
So much reality. So much reality shows.
Are you serious?
So many drag queens.
Oh,
right.
give me.
So there's a reality series called, it's a mockumentary reality
Love it
series,
already.
Comedy. So Drag House Rules. It's like a fake house contest for drag queens.
Wait a minute, I think I saw a preview for
But
this.
it's actually like a dark comedy.
Oh, but
So-
it's a mockumentary though.
It's a mockumentary. It's definitely, it feels like it's reality, but you realize like a good 20 minutes in, you'll be like, this is scripted. They're
So it's like
performing.
Big Brother.
They're all playing
Oh.
themselves, but it's scripted.
Oh, I love. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And so you have the not safe for work. So you have a lot of stuff like
Not safe for work.
Not safe for work. You have the
They have a not safe for work section.
Yeah, they have a lot of sexy content. So they'll have reality shows that talk about sex. That the show is about sex. So they'll have like a talk show where they talk about kinks.
Okay, that is interesting.
Broke Straight Boys is
Is exactly what I think it is. Is that documentary?
Yeah, so Broke Straight Boys is also a brand of porn. And
Right.
Broke Straight Boys TV is the conversations and the things that are happening off screen.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah. So Broke Straight Boys TV.
Because from what I heard, these are actually broke people who were looking to make money.
Listen, honey, and they talk about the things.
Okay.
And so you have all these different shows that have a lot of
reality.
And then you have a show called Kink. You have Gay for Pay. You have Rent, which is about sex work. You have the show Open to It, which is a scripted comedy about a queer couple that is exploring opening up their relationship sexually. So it talks about
but a scripted show. This is
talks about, and like one of them is a psychologist, the other one is a drag queen, and they are navigating their relationship, but also navigating like what their boundaries are and what their outside world is, and like the funny things that happen when you are trying to navigate sex as
moving your relationship into a different realm.
And so and it does a very healthy and funny depiction of what can happen in relationship when you're trying to explore.
Okay, this is interesting. So it's got some good comedies. What else we got?
They have some good comedies. They have a lot of drag queens for my taste. It's a lot of drag queens.
Okay, I don't know if I need that many drag queens.
And it's a lot of drag queens, and it's okay. Because there is a whole culture, like drag queens are a bedrock of our culture, but
girl, they ain't all of it.
They're not all of it, but they are a large part of our culture, and I appreciate that this is an outlet for drag queens to be able to work.
So
outside of just Drag Race,
true. So absolutely, absolutely agree with that.
So you have a great reality show called Slayers.
Okay, who's in that?
So the host is none other than Tiffany New York Pollard.
New York Pollard? Stop playing. I love her.
Of like a Traders-esque house of people.
Stop playing.
They only need to, she said there's only 2 requirements. You have to be gay and you have to slay. And so they have queer reality show stars from different places and different shows.
Oh, that's cute.
Some of them are adult film stars. Some of them Drag Race. Some of them were on Who's Your Daddy?
Oh my God. Okay, this is interesting.
Some of them were, it was called Hoochie Daddies.
No, Hoochie Daddies.
Yes. So a couple of stars.
Shut up, Roger.
A couple of the stars.
Hoochie Daddies is on here. Hoochie Daddy people on here.
Or were on Slayers.
Okay, I want to watch
this. And so they have to slay a dragon for either try to free a dragon that is owned by Queen Karen and try to slay Queen Karen.
Not Queen Karen.
And so they go through these competitions to either slay the dragon, either get slayed or slay someone else.
Okay, so Out TV, what I'm getting from you, Out TV is really giving me TV.
Yeah.
Where Here TV feels more like film, sitcom, documentaries, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Out TV is giving me more
has a lot of
mockumentaries, reality TV, some competition.
Some high quality. So now there's a standout for me on Here, on Out TV was the show that I just discussed with you, Slayers, which was hilarious. It was very good.
It sounds really cute.
There's Laid Bear. Honey.
Now, what's that about real quick?
I had me a good old time with some Laid Bear. Okay? So Laid Bear. You know, I love me a whodunit and a detective show.
Yes, me too, girl.
So Laid Bear is a comedy mystery thriller series.
Okay.
About a bunch of queer men that are brought to hear the will of this rich billionaire who owns a nudist resort.
Okay.
And that he has his house servant, his 2 sons, and 7 guests are all invited to reading of the will, and the will says, I have $10 million and $1 million is going to each of you. However, if someone dies within the next 2 days, then whoever is surviving in the next 2 days gets the 10 million and divide it up equally.
So wait. Oh, okay, wait, because this is getting juicy.
Yes.
So, are they all naked?
So
on the show? Are they naked?
First episode, let me just tell you, this is just... This whole show is dicks and dead bodies, okay? The first episode, I was like, I done seen everybody's dick. And there's a trans man in there. So
my goodness.
Naked trans man in here. Listen, everybody just
naked. And it's a
whodunit.
And they taking it serious.
So
is there a legit prize attached to this?
They're not nude the entire time. So
no.
But this is so it's a scripted show. This is a scripted show.
Oh, is this a scripted?
So the whole mystery is that they now have to figure out who's trying to knock all of them off. And if more than one of them are trying to knock them off in order to keep the money, because in order for it to be official, it has to happen within the next 2 days.
This is really
So they stay those 2 nights at the resort.
So this isn't a reality TV competition show. This is a scripted show.
This is a scripted whodunit.
A scripted whodunit with naked people.
Mm-hmm.
Naked queer people.
Mm-hmm. At a nudist resort.
At a nudist resort.
We'd
just be making up these really interesting
and it sounded,
scenarios.
When I read the synopsis, I was like, who is going to stay there and be like, listen, I'm just going home and whoever gets this money gets his money. I'm not going to kill nobody to get another extra $1 million. That's ridiculous. But the setup makes it believable.
Ooh.
They do a good piece of writing to set it up and be like, I understand why these people would stay.
I love this. Wow. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but I really had no idea that this is the kind of content that was out there.
Laid Bare. So if you want sexy. Who's Your Daddy? The reality series where younger people
gives me the more sexier.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm leaning that way, not to say that it's all sex and it's softcore porn,
mm-hmm.
but it seems like it plays into
the very sex positive.
Sex positive of it all. Okay. Oh, now, okay. So again, thinking of production value on a scale of A24 to 2B.
Nobody, so it varies. So nobody is under a 65,
mm-hmm.
but you can get quality up to like 100. There's
a
variety of quality in the show.
Would you say that Here TV is also, again, queer looking for queer content?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's worth its subscription?
Yeah, it's so it was funny because Out was giving me different things around their subscription model. So they would say...
Oh, they had options for a girl?
Yeah. So it had a bunch of options, but what was happening is that their monthly option wasn't working. And I think they may be having issues with their monthly options, and I hope they figure that out. But the model that I could see was that you can get 6 months for $30.
Oh, that's cheap.
Their month to month was like $5.99.
Isn't Netflix $30 for a month?
Yeah,
I ain't trying to be funny, but they
listen
for half a year.
They watching microdramas for $19.99 a week.
That's so true.
So listen,
I know y'all need to check out our micro dramas episode because that shit still turned my head.
And did I not tell you that I had people messages? We will read fan mail soon, but we got fan mail that said, I paid that $19.99 a week and it's worth it.
They're like, and it's worth it. Don't play in my face.
It was like, it is worth every bit of the
$19.99 I gotta go check out the fan mail. I'm sorry. My day job's kicking my ass right now. But all right. But I love that.
So we have a variety of things. So if you guys can check out the Out TV.
I'm sorry. I meant to ask you really quickly because I know we got to wrap up. But on Out TV, I know on Here TV we're talking about the intention around their intersectionality. So we see a lot of, black and brown faces. Do you also see a lot of black and brown faces on Out TV?
So listen, Out on Out TV, I see a lot more representation of color in the variety of different shows. So I don't see a bunch of white drag queens. I see a bunch of different.
Fair.
colored drag queens.
Okay. Here we go.
And if I see a show like the Laid Bare, everything that I mentioned from Here TV from Out TV had a multicultural cast.
Oh, okay. It was just the House of Benetton up in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of different colors.
Okay.
So I think that's all I had.
I think that's great. Thank you, Roger. First of all, thank you for combing through like the apps that are off the beaten path. Like I think it's really interesting for us to talk about Here TV and Out TV. Like I'm literally going to go and get subscriptions now.
And I think it's important if we want to keep seeing these queer creators that we try to support them financially, and especially if they're trying to do the thing of being more inclusive of people of color.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that they make the excuse for is like, we don't highlight people of color because people of color don't subscribe to our things. So
we're not coming, but we should go, especially if we are showing up in these spaces now and we're in the content. So absolutely. All right. I love this. So thank you so much. On behalf of the brunchers, thank you so much for kind of combing through those because I had no idea, but now I do, girl. So thank you.
Well, thank you for talking to me about it
Yeah,
because I be just sitting here talking to myself sometimes.
Stop. We all do because we are men of certain. Anyway, that's how we're going out here. That's not we're going out here.
What do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people, listen, it's Pride Month. So check out some awesome queer content. And if you aren't queer, these stories are still for you. I think there's stories and lessons to be learned in all of it. So I think you owe it to yourself, honey, to go check out that queer content, honey. Go do it.
Go do it. And I want you to know that you are enough just as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.